Hi everybody, it's Wanda, and today I will be making some shrimp and garlic sauce with some leftover rice that I have, and I'm making them with red beans. The ingredients that I'm using is for the the shrimp and garlic sauce. I'll be using Philly cheese, cream cheese, garlic, and butter, and the rest of this, and some grated cheese. That's for that. For the beans, I'll be using salt, pepper, sofrito, which is onion, garlic, pepper, cilantro, parsley, all the good stuff. So I'm also using sazon, and let's show you how I cook. So I'm gonna grab a pan. I'm gonna grab this pot first, and I'm gonna start my beans. If it wants to light. I need a match. I need a monster match. A monster match. I need a match. I need a monster match. Okay. My stove has attitude problem. It lights when it wants to, so I'm gonna reduce the heat to medium. And the first thing that I'm gonna be adding to this is my oil, garlic, and sofrito, and I'm gonna stir fry that a little. To that I'm gonna add a little bit of adobo. Let it get hot first. I like when it already starts to cook, and I really think that it needs a spoon of oil. Let me get a little bit of oil for that, just a little. Just so I could cook up my veggies, all my herbs. So you can hear that already, it's coming to a sizzle. Look at that, nice sound, sizzle, sizzle. Okay, so, no, I won't burn my hair. Don't get close to it, there you go. Sizzle, sizzle, that's a good sizzle. So to that sizzle, I'm just waiting to cook it just a little. It has raw onions, peppers, garlic, cilantro, all the good stuff. Onions, pepper, garlic. So once you hear that sizzle, that's a good sign. I have some sauce. I opened a big can, so I'm just gonna open this and I'm gonna add some sauce. I would say about half a cup of sauce. Okay, put that in the refrigerator. And I'm also gonna add one sazon. I'm gonna add a sazon to that. This doesn't need any red coloring, because it's just with saffron. That's another herb, a very expensive herb. So there we go. I'm gonna take this little pot filter, and I'm gonna put my sazon right there. Just don't want to burn my hand. There you go, looking very good. We don't want to cook that too much. Now to that, I added the sazon, and I'm gonna add a little pepper. A little pepper. And I'll add a little sprinkle of salt. Not too much salt, it's fine. So give that a little mix. I didn't add a lot of sazon because I want to add some adobo. And that's sizzling good. That's just how I want it. And let's add a little tiny bit of adobo, not a lot. Okay, there we go. So put that to the side. And the way these beans are gonna taste, they're so good. We got all kinds of good herbs in there. The sofrito, it's wonderful. Maybe one day I'll make a video and show you how I make the sofrito. Okay, here we go. So my leftover rice, I'm gonna go put this in the microwave. And the way that's sizzling, now I have this can of beans, and I washed them and I drained them So there's no water in here, no liquid. It's just red kidney beans. So I'm just waiting a little to see if that sauce cooks up. Again, I like the sauce to get a little bit thicker. When I see that it gets thicker, like kind of like a roux, that you're looking for something a little thickness, that's what I'm looking for. That's a sign that it's cooked. And it better not splash me. Yes, I have to cook something red. And that oil is kind of high. I'm gonna lower that a little. Okay, so this is the point where it's bubbling up a lot. It's a small amount of tomato sauce. Like I said, you don't need a lot. Half a cup of tomato sauce will be just fine. Now I'm gonna add my beans. Like I said, they're washed and they're cooked. I'm sorry, not cooked. Cook, you gotta do it. They're washed and drained. So there isn't any water in here. That's why they look like they need more liquid right now. Let me raise the heat a little. They need a little bit more liquid. You see how they look? It's really thick consistency. Okay, so to that, I have 1 cup of water that I will add to my beans. You don't need to add 1 cup of water. Sometimes, if you want a thicker paste, if you want a thicker beans, like when you put them on the plate, all the sauce doesn't run all over the place, and you can do it. And I think that's what I want right now. Something that's not going to be too wet and liquidy. So I'm going to use half of this, half a cup, 1 cup. See, that's it. I used about half. I could use a little more. I used half a cup of water. Half a can of sauce, half a can of water. And the rest of the ingredients. Now we're going to cover this. And we're going to see if we can turn on the other stove. I know they don't cooperate. Oh no, Fifth Element, the last match. Oh no, now what am I going to do? Okay, we're done. So, let's lower that. That flame is too high. And this is already to a full boil. So I'm just going to grab it. Put it here. And just give it a little mix. And we're just going to let that simmer for a few minutes. It's on low heat. We're going to let that simmer. And while that's simmering, I will take my pan and I will add some butter to it so I can show you how I make the shrimp. And these little pieces over here are just some langoustine that I had bird bag a long time. And I have a different variety of shrimps, this size, and even tiny little ones like this. Every time my bag goes low and I see that I have 3 different size bags, I'll just put them all in one. So that's it, all in one. So let me get my spatula. Give it a little rinse. And let's see if we can get some butter in that pan. So this, it says by the tablespoon, so I guess I'm going to be using 3 tablespoons of butter. Might look like a lot, but you really want the color, you want the butteriness and the garlic of the shrimp. So we have the butter in there. I don't know why it's yellow. Oh, the sauce. Okay, I forgot for a minute. Okay, so my rice has been done. Let that stay right there. Let's get rid of all this because we really don't need this, with the exception of the spoon. I'll be back. Throw this down. Okay, so I'm going to be using the garlic, the green cheese in a few minutes. And I also want to throw in a little bit of coconut milk. I buy the coconut milk and then sometimes I like to have it in my coffee. So I have coconut milk here. Let's see if I can get this open. Oh, here we go again. So, I don't know, it kind of like seals itself again. I just put the knife right on the side and listen for it to make a little pop. So it made a little pop. So there's my coconut milk. And the butter's already getting a nice color brown. So this is when I'm going to add in the garlic. I would say this holds about 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon of garlic. So leave that there. Let's leave it here. Okay. So I add my garlic, and it has a nice brown color, which is really good. So I'm just going to wait a few seconds until the foaminess goes away. I'm going to lower my beans because the beans are cooking really fast. And all you really want to do is, there's really not much to cook your beans, maybe about 5 to 8 minutes. All you want is for it to get tender. So at this point, that's what it's doing. The beans are getting a little softer. Not that they weren't soft before because they're in water, but that's what's happening now. Just they're simmering. And this right here is a good sign. A big chunk of garlic. Okay, let's lower this flame a little. Okay, and to this, let's go ahead and add the shrimp. I add the shrimp first because I want it to release that flavor. So there you go, shrimp, garlic, butter in the pan. So I'm going to bring up the heat a little bit. I'm going to be taking 2 cream cheese, and I'm going to throw it in there so it can cook up. I don't know how much this is, probably about 2 tablespoons. So I put 4 spoons. 4 spoons of the Philly cheese. Okay, that's good. So let's get that melted up a little. Let me get my hands on. Don't move. There we go. That's nice. Lower those beans a little bit. So that's good. This is just what I wanted to get the cream cheese warm. Or rather, just, I don't want to see it. I want it to be blended into the garlic. It'll change color soon, but we're not rushing on that. There we go. See, most of the cream cheese has already melted. This smells so good if you love garlic shrimps. Garlic and shrimp and butter. Oh goodness, that's what it smells like in here. You can imagine the smell. So now that I don't see any more white from the cream cheese, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of milk, which is not much. I would say about 1/3 of a cup. You could see I'm not adding much. A very small amount. All I want is to get a cream going. See? We're gonna add a little more. Again, this is coconut milk. Oh, that smells so good. Now I want to eat coconut shrimp, the fried ones. That's good. I'll make that one time. So I have the shrimps already in here. That's going good. Good. Clean up this right here. And then I'm gonna get my rice out. Oh, good, it's open. I didn't have to fight with it. All right, let's throw this out. There we go. And these beans are bubbling up a storm. A lot. So I'm shutting them off. Like I said, 5 to 8 minutes. It's been, and that's just gonna keep bubbling up and cooking in there even though I turned it off because it's hot and this pot holds a lot of heat. So it's still cooking even though I shut it off. Plus the burner's hot. So I'm gonna add a little pepper to this. There we go. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of the Parmesan. I don't know, about a third of a cup. Not much. You see, I'm just like sprinkling it. Don't want it too cheesy. It has a lot of cheese already. So there you go. That looks beautiful. And these shrimps do not take a long time to cook. So they're basically almost done. And they look very nice. I love seafood. I don't think I like oysters or the mussels, but I like everything else. Oysters and mussels, I guess it has a different texture or feel to it. I love octopus. Pulpo salad, one day I'm going to make that, but it's very expensive to buy an octopus. Very expensive. Sometimes it's like $20 a pound, and you want a nice big size because that shrinks. So this is good. Look at that beautiful. Look at that beautifulness. Okay, let's get my pot holders and let's check on the rice and see if it heated up completely already. I think the rice is heated up enough. I need to clean that table. Where's my washcloth? Let's put this back. We don't need this anymore. Okay, let's wipe this table. Or rather, this is my freezer. A little small chest freezer. Perfect size. Maybe I'll show you one day. So, look at this. This is telling you that it's done. So I'm going to shut this off because it's ready already. Like I said, you don't want to cook the shrimps. The more you cook them, the rubberier they get. Once they turn pink, it's like a cookometer. It tells you when it's done. So this rice looks like it's steaming very nice. It steams up already. See? Very nice. That's warm enough. Okay, so let me get a spoon. Where's my spoon? I had it. Okay, so where's my plate? Now everything is ready, and I'm going to show you how I cook this. I'm going to take a spoon of rice. That's why I'm so chunky. I love my carbs. I love my rice. Rice and beans are the best. There you go. So you have the rice and then the beans. Very nice and thick. They have a nice thick consistency. They're not really drippy. So you could just lay them on top. There you go. So you have your beans. You have your rice. Okay, this, I'm using the same spoon. It's okay, no big deal. So you have 2 for shrimp, 3, 4. Then you have some langoustines. And let's get some of that cream. You can make as big portion as you want. As long as you follow the directions, I think it's gonna come out beautiful. Like this. What do you think? Looks delicious? Would you eat that? Would you try that? Tap the like button, share, subscribe so you won't miss any of my videos. Don't forget to give me a like. And this is where I say bon appetit. Thank you for joining. Bye. Yummy. See? So yummy. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a great, blessed day. Bye-bye.